What's up, guys? Nightingale here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be covering the balance adjustments for 2/16, my birthday. And yeah, I completely forgot it was supposed to be today, and the whole thing of internet crashing and stuff, I kind of like just went over my head. Alright, so we're going to jump in and take a quick look at the balance changes, see who is getting changed, who is not getting changed, and all that good stuff for those that we are live on Twitch. Again, like I said, lost the internet, so I don't know how many stuck around. Yeah, we're going to go over this, and if there's any questions, we'll answer them at the end of the video. Alright, so blah, 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 blah. The heroes that are going to be adjusted, 7 heroes, 2 artifacts, plus what we already know about the Crimson Seed and Timeless Anchor, I think. Alright, so we have Ambitious Tywin, Melissa, Kise, Fairy Tale, Tenebria, Mui, and Axe God. Alright, cool. So let's see what they're doing to Tywin. Alrighty, so Tywin's after, let's see here, Icy Storm Sword. Alright, so attacks with a 75% chance to provoke for 1 turn and removes 4 souls from the opponent when the caster is enraged. Ignores effect resistance. I almost don't even want to continue reading. Okay, whatever. Let's just see what they're doing. Battle Command after has a 100% chance to dispel 1 debuff from all allies when the ally is debuffed after the caster is attacked and enraged. The caster for 1 turn can only be activated once per turn. And then Flash after it's awakened attacks all enemies with an instant Sword Storm with an 80% chance to stun for 1 turn, decreasing defense now for 2 turns. When the caster is enraged, ignores effect resistance. They don't play their game. This is why I don't care. I'm just reading you guys the information at this point. My opinion does not matter here. Ambitious Tywin is a highly versatile hero who possesses the ability to continuously dispel debuffs from allies while inflicting debuffs such as provoke, stun on the enemies, removing their souls, dealing AoE damage. However, leveraging his full potential was a challenge, not back during the Golden Boys. They don't even play their own game, as he requires simultaneous enhancements of several stats. With these, his skill Battle Command will remain active in dispelling debuffs while reducing effectiveness required to inflict debuffs with his attack addition. His first skill, Awaken, will now decrease the enemy's defense instead of speed, enabling him to overpower enemies more swiftly. Alright, cool. Whatever. Alright, Melissa, what are we getting done here? This is the 2nd time she's been buffed, since I remember. Manifestation after. Attacks the enemy by unleashing, this is her S1, an inner rage before granting immortality. No, this is her S3, right? Before granting immortality to the caster for 1 turn. Skill's cooldown is reset when the enemy is defeated. Damage dealt increased proportional to the caster's lost health. Okay, so they're adding a damage tick to her losing health. So they're basically applying Crow like damage to this. Okay, cool. We'll take it. Blood Bloom after dispels all buffs from the enemy before attacking by releasing their pent-up aggression. The skill is unaffected by elemental disadvantage. It's not elemental advantage, just means it's neutral, and grants the caster an extra turn. Curses the enemy for 2 turns regardless whether the attack hits. This is where the miss or does not take place. Elite monster or elite or boss monster cannot be cursed. So they're changing this. A portion of the damage inflicted on allies except for the target by single attacks will also be suffered. Okay, whatever. So they're making this acquire more souls, and the curse damage is going to increase. Okay. As far as I know, Melissa, that was never an issue with her kit, but okay. Melissa's skill manifestation will be adjusted to inflict damage proportional to her lost health, thereby maximizing the utility of the immortality effect it possesses. Over her skill, Blood Bloom will acquire more soul, and the curse effect triggered by the skill will be modified. The damage inflicted on the target under the curse will be significantly increased, making it easier for her to suppress enemies. However, the curse effect will no longer cause the target to take additional damage when receiving direct damage. Oh, they're changing how... Wait. Oh, I think they're changing how curse works. Okay. All right, now here's one that makes no sense to me. Kise, but okay. So, Kise is Dark Scar. Attacks all enemies with a scythe, penetrates the target's defense by 30% and by an additional 30% when the caster is stealth. And now they're just increasing the damage dealt. Nocturne awakened after leaps towards the enemy, increasing skill cooldowns by 1 turn twice, meaning it'll hit twice. If it doesn't, it can check it on both. Grants the caster stealth and barrier for 2 turns, increases combat readiness by 50%. Barrier strength increased proportional to the caster's attack. Damage dealt increased proportional to the caster's current health ratio. This has always been a weird skill, but alright, whatever. Barrier strength is increased, so they're just increasing her barrier. So they're making it easier to barrier invert her. Seems smart, but they're hoping that you decrease your skill cooldowns, or you ban the barrier inverter. Alright. Kise is a versatile hero who can increase cooldowns of the enemies through her high speed, granting herself stealth, barrier for enhanced survivability, unleashing AoE attack in a chain that penetrates the enemy defense. However, there were instances where maintaining stealth before using Dark Scar provided to be difficult, and damage dealt by Dark Scar was relatively low. With these adjustments, barrier provided by Nocturne will be strengthened, enabling Kise to maintain stealth more easily. In addition, the damage inflicted by Dark Scar will increase, improving the usefulness while in battle. That will do nothing for her in the long-term thing, but basically what you're going to happen is they're just going to strip her and then barrier invert her, or just barrier invert her and she's dead. So yeah, basically they have to stop somebody from barrier inverting. All right, Fairy Tale Tenebria is probably going to get a rerun, or the custom group summon will be showing up soon. We have a limited getting buffed, so it's going to be one of the two. She's just going to randomly get a rerun and be on her own banner in the nearest future, or they are gonna run a group summon, or they're just gonna straight up just buff this and not do anything. There's really the 3 options. All right, 1 pair attacks the enemy with a mystical power with a 75% chance to inflict redirect provoke. Interesting. Attacks the enemy with a mystical power with a 45% each to inflict 2 points. Okay, so they're changing it completely. Wild card after, so this is not an awakened. When an ally is attacked by an enemy with provoke or redirect provokes, activates shuffle. Shuffle can only be activated once per turn. Shuffle attacks all enemies, inflicts a random debuff for 1 turn. Successful hit against a target inflicted with provoke or redirect provoke inflicts additional damage. Additional damage increased proportional to the target's max health, and now they're giving her decreased speed as one of the debuffs, and a damage amount will be increased. Fairy Tale Tenebria is a hero with the ability to overpower enemies using her skills, Tea Party, and Shuffle. That's never been the truth. Yet her in-battle effectiveness was limited when she was able to use Tea Party. Where was it? To address this weakness, improvements are being made to her skills. First, 1 pair's effect will be changed from inflicting poisons to redirect provoke, thereby increasing the synergy with Shuffle. Furthermore, The additional damage of Shuffle will be increased, and one or more random debuff effects unhealable will be replaced with decreased speed, improving your ability to effectively contain enemies in a prolonged battle. Okay. All right. I hope now this fixes Mui. Mui basically needs an entire rework, so before I read this, let's hope this is a rework and not just, oh, we're changing a couple things. A full rework. Okay, so Lash After with a whip. With a whip. With a 75... Attacks with a whip with a 75% chance to target for 2 turns. Okay, this is a warrior that's going to have target. Punishment After. Calls upon a tame monster to attack all enemies with a 50% chance to inflict 2 bleeding effects for 2 turns and an 80% chance to stun for 1. Damage dealt decreased, and Soul Burn. All skill cooldowns decreased by 2 turns. Okay. Grand Finale. This is her after being awakened. Drives monsters forward to attack all enemies, dispelling 2 buffs. Grants the increased attack to all allies. Increased combat readiness of the caster by 25 hit per critical hit. Okay, that's crap. So, yeah, Mui's basically gonna be garbage. Imprint concentration is getting moved to effectiveness. That's cool. Whatever. Mui is a hero with the ability to dispel enemy buffs and inflict debuffs. With her reliance on chaining skills based on chance limits her effectiveness in battle. These adjustments, with these adjustments, her skill Grand Finale will now be guaranteed to greatly increase her combat readiness with each critical hit made. Enhancing the synergy with Punishment. However, to accommodate its improved reliability, the cooldown for Grand Finale will be increased by 1 turn. The acquired souls will be reduced. The overall damage dealt will be slightly decreased. Lash which previously had limited usability due to its probabilistic nature, will now target an enemy, and Soul Burn effect will be transferred to Punishment. Additionally, the imprint concentration will be changed from dual attack chance to improve effectiveness, providing an increased dual attack chance after exclusive equipment. With these changes, we anticipate seeing Mui in a wider range of battles and situations. In the line with the balance, Mui's equipment option 2 will be adjusted, has a 35% chance to grant the extra turn, which is now greatly enhanced dual attack with ally with the highest attack after Grand Finale. Or grants enhanced dual attack. Okay, and grants enhanced dual attack to the ally with the highest attack after using Grand Finale. So, alright, that's a little more unique, but it's still basically a garbage grass warrior. And then they'll be able to do that. Alright, Axe God. Let's see what he's got. Church of Illyros Axe. Let's see here. Chaos Sect. That's the only one that matters. That's the specialty change version. Disconnect After. Attacks with an axe with a 75% chance to provoke for 1 turn. Increases damage proportional to the caster's max health. Attack Chain After. Attacks all enemies with a shockwave with a 60% chance to provoke for 1 turn before granting immunity. And, oh wait, that was the Attack Chain Awaken. 60% for 1 turn before granting immunity to the caster for 1 turn. Vigorous Strike. Smacks the enemy with a 100% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns before recovering. Oh, they're just changing the souls on it. Alright, so that doesn't do anything. Alright, Wedge Rune. This is going to hopefully be important. After being attacked by a light elemental, has a 100% chance to increase effectiveness of the caster for 1 turn. Can only be activated once per turn. Obscurity Rune. Increases the damage dealt of attack chain by 10%. That's not going to do anything. Increases damage dealt. It's Courage Rune. When an ally is attacked by a light element, it has a 15% chance to counterattack with it. That's still not going to do anything. There's imprint concentrations going from flat attack to crit chance. That will help out some, but that's not going to do anything for him. Chaos Sect is a hero who relies on skills that increase damage based on maximum health, but his low damage output made it difficult for him to use them effectively in battle. To address His scaling, damage based on maximum health, will be increased, providing increased survivability. However, his attack scaling will be decreased to balance out the increased health scaling, aka it's really not going to do a whole lot. His attack chain skill will be improved by the addition of the provoke effect. Additionally, his rune effects will be altered to increase damage of attack chain, granting a chance to counterattack with attack chain when an ally is attacked by a light elemental enemy. Attack chain will now be used more frequently. The amount of souls acquired will decrease, and his ability to contain light elemental enemies will be increased. He won't do anything. He's still dead. Guide to a decision. After the start of the battle, has a 50 to 100% chance to grant a barrier equivalent to now 15 to 30% of the caster's max health for 2 turns. Alright, barrier inversion is basically what they're buffing here, and nothing else changes. Guide decision will now provide increased barrier strength at the start of the battle and to maintain maximum health after taking a hit. Wall of Order. So this is Landy's artifact. At the start of the turn, for each buff granted to the mini, has a now 5 to 10% chance to grant increased attack greater for 1 turn. At the end of the turn, grants barrier equivalent to 25 to 50% of the caster's attack for 1 turn. Still garbage, but now with me reading this and now me realizing putting 2 and 2 together, this is Landy's artifact. There's a custom group summon coming. You've got Fairy Tale and this in there. There's a custom group coming soon. Wall of Order will now be increased chance to grant the greater attack buff, improving damage dealing capabilities. Instead of requiring the wearer to land an AoE attack to activate it, will now have survivability boosting effect, allowing the wearer to benefit from certain aspects of the artifact even if the greater attack buff is not activated. Yeah, so outside of this and the Crimson Seed changes, which don't really affect me a whole lot. Yeah. I will give you guys, for the few of you that are here, I will give you, because like I said, this wasn't really announced, and stream crashed while I was talking about it. So, I'll give you guys like 45 seconds to a minute. If you got any questions directly related to this, we'll answer them. If not, we'll wrap up. YouTube, you know where to find me in the comment section. Hopefully my headache stuff is going away, so I'll be able to look at a computer screen a little bit more and get back to responding to you guys a little bit quickly. But overall, it looks like they don't play their game. They are buffing 2 mages, which probably means the mage RTA buff will be carrying on into next season, so probably keep building mages. Tywin makes no sense. This is the ignoring effect resistance is curse. This does not need to be in the game. Ignoring effect resistance is effectiveness already has a higher weight than ER. ER was weighted lower because you already start at 100% effectiveness at 0 effectiveness. Starting at 0 ER, you start out at 0 ER. So, to outweigh this is stupid. You are on crack, Coca-Cola. Mui is garbage. You need to actually go play with Mui. And this is crap. Sorry. Melissa, I don't understand why they're doing this to her. She's cool. Kise doesn't make sense. You're giving something to literally allow them to barrier invert this. Why would you take a already squishy unit and now give them a thicker barrier to allow them to barrier invert? Fairy Tale, I guess this will work. I don't really think this is the issue with Fairy Tale and why she needs a buff and why she's not prevalent. It's because of the units they put out that make this not work. And yeah, no, like I said, I'm just the messenger. I don't really care. My opinion does not matter here. I'm not going to sit here and grind an axe on them because they're not going to listen anyway. So I'm just here delivering the news at this point. good luck. If any of these things you wanted buff, and this hopefully is the direction you wanted them buffed in, great. Does this change anything for me? Nope. Other than the Mui thing. Thankfully, Ancient Inheritance will be over and done with. So I can get to use Mui as is, although that dual attack kind of would be spicy. So, yeah, that's the balance patch for 2.16. So if you guys, like I said, on YouTube, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments below, and I'll do my best to try to help you out. And if not, we'll catch you next week in the next update notice. So you guys take care, and I'll see you in the next one.